Ryan, Harri, Airbourne. Thank you very much for being here today. Everybody watching right now. I'm glad that you're watching. I'm glad that everybody's here. Hi. Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
It's good to be
It's a
here.
pleasure. It's a pleasure. You're on tour right now?
Mm-hmm.
You're tired?
Always.
Yeah.
Except for being tired, how's it been so far?
It's been excellent. It's been obviously the most successful tour we've done so far in our career, by far. So onwards and upwards, I guess. The record just came out about a week or so ago. It's been received extremely well. The numbers are going through the roof, so we're over the moon, and obviously now we're planning 2000 as far as to 2021. Oh. So there's a lot of Airbourne coming your way, which is good.
Planning touring until 2021?
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
yeah.
Cool.
Already looking at the dates now, 2 years ahead, so
it's going well.
We're on tour longer than Kiss by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it just came out, right, that they're going to end like in July 2021.
Well, our tour's going longer.
Yeah, it should be. You're not as I don't want to say old, that sounds so mean. You're more energetic than Kiss.
A bit more sprightly.
Yes, right. Any crazy tour stories so far? Anything happening that's out of the ordinary, or just regular, good old get out, play?
Not entirely. I mean, I guess
our support band, the Super Suckers, for the last 6 weeks, they've been a very funny, interesting group of dudes to tour with. They've been a band since 1988. So as long as we've been alive, and they're just proper old school road dogs. You know, funny shit happens with them every single day. So they've been cool to just hang out with and cross paths with each day, and just, you know, we wake up after 1 hour's sleep and super tired, but they put a smile on your face every day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good to have a band like that around on a hard tour.
It helps with touring, yeah, for sure.
The first time I saw you guys live was all the way back in 2011 at Wacken Open Air.
Oh, yeah.
And I still remember what really got me was when Joel climbed up with his acrobatics and chucked booze up there, and the securities were freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
It was the funniest shit ever. That is no act, right? The securities actually freak out all the time.
Well, yeah, health and safety would be. I mean, you know, if he fell, touch wood, there'd be a lot of issues that would follow that. So
a lot of the festivals now make Joel sign a waiver, don't they?
Waivers, and they make like, if you ever see possum covers around trees, they do that to scaffolding now. So he's like a possum. So they
wrap the stages so he
like tarpaulin, or tarps and tarpaulin. Yeah, they put that around the scaffolding. So it's kind of funny.
Okay.
We've figured out a few other things to do though, which is really cool. So, yeah.
Let's talk about music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like over the past, it's been 2007, 12 years since the first album came out, have you developed musically a lot, would you say? Or would you say that the basic formula of what you've done, what you've become famous for is still there?
The basic formula is still there. Very much so. Maybe refined in a few ways. But more or less the difference would be the spontaneity of the band. So the ability to be able to read each other's minds, and we can, just like the recent record we've just done, we literally would record a song in the first take that we'd ever played the song, because we kind of knew where to take it, and by a certain nod or a certain look, say from Joel or something like that, we knew he meant break it down or solo, and we knew what key we were in and stuff like that. So things like that, being able to read each other's mind and move and sort of play together helps create things a lot more interesting, because you're not having to sit around teaching each other, oh, I played that bit, you should try this bit. It's everyone can read their mind. So
was it easy for you to get integrated into this process since it's been your first album with the band? Or did you get like a rookie treatment, like get donuts while we while we jam?
No, it was pretty easy. I mean, I joined the band midway through the previous album tour cycle. So, for a band like Airbourne, that's the best way to be introduced to the band, just get straight on the road and in the tour bus for a year and get on the road. So that was awesome. And then the way that we recorded this album was you know, we set up in RCA Studio A, this super famous recording studio where every legend under the sun has recorded. We set it up just like our rehearsal space. So we were all there, the four of us standing there, instruments right next to each other. The guitar amps were almost on top of the drums and bleeding into the mics and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, that helped the process. I mean, we were, like I said, we're in a super famous studio. There should have been reasons for that to be daunting or think about pressure, but we never did at any point. So
not at all.
No.
Was it just maybe because Dave was such a good producer as well that he made you feel no pressure?
Yeah, the confidence that he brought for us was extreme. So we knew that we had a professional watching over our shoulders, which meant we could just have fun.
Yeah.
So, and we did, and we just had fun. And then, you know, he'd hear something and go, you know what, I really like when you did there. Maybe try that again, but keep doing what you're doing. I love what you guys are doing. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, with a lot of people in the arts business, generally if you let the artist just be themselves, whether it's acting or music and stuff like that, you get more interesting and you get a better result if you try and manage them into your own mold, your own idea of what you want them to be. So he allowed us to just be us without any pressure.
I guess it's kind of like when you read all those stories about actors auditioning for a certain role and then things like Heath Ledger as the Joker or something like that. He auditioned and then apparently the writers and directors essentially adapted the role around him and just let him be himself and do what he does best. And it's, you know, sort of a weird reference, but it's really similar because Cobb does exactly that. He's a master at creating the environment for us to just be ourselves and do what we do best and leave the rest of it, the tones and the capturing the actual takes, up to him. So
yeah.
What I found particularly interesting is that Dave won 6 Grammys, but all for Americana and country.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did that come to be, like that you guys, a proper rock and roll band, found a country someone who's like a savant in country and Americana?
Well, he sort of he has worked with a band called the Rival Sons, which are a rock and roll band. But one of the things, I mean, in the end of the day, when you know they're a professional, and country bands have, you know, 2 guitars, a bass, and a singer and a drum kit, so the setup's the same. They've generally got big catchy choruses, and and a lot of country songs are about good times. So there's those similarities. But you know, we rang him on the phone, and we could tell in his voice that, you know, he basically just said, look, I wanted to work with a band like you guys since I started producing. It's just been very difficult to find bands like you guys, and so I'm really excited and really want to work on the project. So, and then he came along. It was great.
Let's dive a little more into the recording process, because as you said before, it was not like that you separately played the drums, the bass, the guitars, but that you set up in Studio A in Nashville and recorded everything basically live.
Yeah.
Why was that the right recording style for you guys? Because some bands I've heard say that they are especially good live and that it feels more like capturing their live essence than if they play everything separately. Was it the same for you?
It was definitely that. He'd set it up. What was really different with this record is a lot of the records have been done live in that sense, but it was set up like a stage. Like he'd set it all the gear was in a line, which is, you know, we'd never seen. So that made us feel more like we were more comfortable, because that's our surroundings that we're used to, is the stage. And we just jammed, and yeah.
Like as a musician, I guess there's nothing weirder than walking in, there's your guitar amp, but nothing around it. It's supernatural to be looking at your guitar amp and then the kick drum sitting right next to it. So yeah, we walked in the studio on day one, shook hands with Dave and said, "G'day mate, how you going? What have you been up to?" "Yep, cool." And he just said, "All right guys, look over there. Like I've already set up everything. This is how Led Zeppelin 2 was recorded. You cool with that?" And we said, "Yep, cool." And then we had tones within about 2 hours, and then I think we had the first take of the first song within about 4 hours. So
yeah,
it was super fast paced and inspired in that sense, that it was just jump in the deep end and try not to drown.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
I read that Dave likes recording on tape, analog tape, not digital. Did you record on real?
Yep.
Old school tape?
Every record we recorded on real tape. But what was interesting with this one is, you know, I think on Black Dog we actually literally bought the tape on a credit card, and it came from a Russian warehouse. This one, you know, it was actually a couple of weeks in that we actually went, oh geez, we're actually recording the tape, and then we went in the studio and asked Dave, and he goes, of course we are. Why do you guys worry about that? And we said, oh look, a lot of other albums we're generally worried about how we're going to record it and stuff. He goes, you're the artist. You're not supposed to worry about what sort of platform we're recording it on. So it was pretty funny. So he was like, yeah, I don't record any other way. And super slick, super pro at running the machine and everything. So it was good.
What would you say is the main sound difference from this album compared to previous albums?
Guitars are a lot louder.
Yeah, the guitars are a lot louder. And I guess there's more of a room vibe. So you can hear
the vocals especially. Like,
yeah,
jump out
and
to me.
mistakes are kept. A lot of mistakes are kept. I think at the end of one of the songs I actually scream out "fuck," and that was kept. That's in "Burn Out the Nitro."
Yeah, listen out for it.
Yep, and that was kept because I thought I made a mistake, and then they said I sounded fine. So yeah, that's the essence of what was going on in the room.
Any mistakes right now that you're listening to and maybe think, I would like to fix that right now? Or are you happy with everything?
No, happy with it. It was a conscious decision to choose like energy and vibe and feel over perfection. So yeah, a lot of the times I guess if you worry about a missed note on the guitar or you know, a jumbled backwards guitar solo or lick that was a little bit strange, then you're going to lose that energy that was captured the first time that you played something when you were most inspired by the idea. So yeah, I think for us, you know, we're lucky that we can listen to the record. You put headphones on and it transports you straight back to RCA Studio A. It sounds like the room. It's really cool.
Let's jump into a few songs from the new record that maybe poked my ear or our listeners' ears. Sex to Go is about fast food, right?
It is about fast food. Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah,
my favorite song in the new album.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great. That was actually that was one of the songs. Actually, literally was done in the first take.
First take ever.
First take. Yeah,
Wow.
we tapped it out on the couch. We had the guitars, you know, obviously unplugged, and we just sort of jammed it out and went, okay, well, and then that bit will go there, that bit will go there, that bit will go there. Cool. And then Dave just got up, just walked straight to the control room, goes, all right, let's give it a go. And we all looked at each other, went, ding, bang, and there was just bang, ding, ding, and then finished it, and we're like, all right, yep, Cobb, we know it now. He goes, good, come in the control room. We went, no, we know how to do it now. We'll give it a go. And he goes, no, that's it, we're keeping that. That's actually how it happened.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was, it took a bit of getting used to, especially for the first couple of weeks, because it was exactly like that. We're playing through the song in our heads, we're mapping it out and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And then Dave's running back into the live room. Yeah, that's it, guys. We've got the take. And you know, we at that point might have been worried about, I made a mistake in the second verse or whatever it may have been. But you know, when we went back into the control room and listened, we were hearing, I guess, the tonality and energy of our favorite records.
Yeah,
that's the way they were all done, and you know, we were hearing a similar kind of a similar vibe, I guess, which was really cool.
you seem to have had a great time.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was really fun to do. It was 6 weeks of, you know, rocking out and then going to the Red Door Saloon up the road and having beers and just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Music City.
Yeah.
I saw your cap. Did you get it in Nashville?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely Music City. It was, you know, we had the pleasure of recording at one of the most famous studios in the world, and then we'd go out for a couple of beers after a late session or whatever it may have been, and you know, you walk down the main strip and there is just bar after bar after bar, the front door and the front windows just wide open, live music blaring out of them. And you know, some of those musos are the best musicians in the world, just playing in the local bar. Just you know, they do 5-hour cover sets and just, you know, songs by request. They know everything under the sun.
Yeah.
That was really cool just to be, you know,
Very inspiring.
right in the
atmosphere.
middle of that. Just, it absolutely is Music City.
Yeah.
I imagine. A song that kind of threw me off on the new album because I didn't expect, I would say, right before the end, you go through the album, it's all power, 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 loud, fast. And then there's Weapon of War.
Weapon of War. Yeah.
And first of all, you hear the recording at the beginning and you're a little thrown off. You're like, what the hell? And then the song has a very different, you know, very different tempo. It starts off kind of slow and then changes tempos. Is the song just generally about anti-war, or was there a special...
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD was my next question. It's PTSD, yeah.
I mean, obviously, and then PTSD would be in itself anti-war, but
Yeah.
we're obviously not a political band in any essence. We just, we were on the way to the studio. We walked past a lot of war vets who were selling newspapers in the streets. It was actually a very interesting system in Nashville. They buy them for like $1 and they can sell them for $2 or something, and it's like a home, it's called homeless press or something like that. It's got a name. Anyway, so I mean, you just sort of, you can see it and you can feel it lately, and something that people don't really talk about. And the thing was, at that stage of the record, that was about the time where that song actually got recorded. Actually, it's kind of interesting. The order of the record is not too far off when songs were recorded in a way. But we had the title, and we just started throwing lyrics together, and we're like, actually, you know, let's write it about that. Let's not, you know, just make an off-the-cuff Weapon of War tough song. Let's give it some meaning. And we've got some vets, friends of ours at home, who have gone to Afghanistan and Iraq, and they've all sort of said it really hits a nerve, but they're very thankful that we did it. Very thankful.
It even hits a nerve. If I have never experienced something like that, but it really hits a nerve. The recording at the beginning, where was that from?
Aaron, who upstairs, he works at RCA as well. He works with a lot of country artists as well. But he'd come down and sort of, you know, we'd throw some lyrics with him around sometimes, because it's sort of what he does. He's a really cool guy. He was actually on a writing trip somewhere else in the country. And we asked him just to read out those lyrics, because they were sort of leftover lyrics, but they all sort of worked together, and he recorded it on his phone and literally texted it back, and we just stuck it straight on the front of the song.
I get it. It hits. Yeah. All right. I think one other thing that I really would like to talk about is your success in Germany. Bone Shaker just dropped October 25th, and the first week, Germany #7 in German album charts. Once again, the best spot internationally for your new album. The fourth consecutive #10. And do you even like recognize these charts numbers? Do you care, or is it just like me?
It's humbling when you get such good numbers. It's really great. We are, you know, we're in the essence of the Iron Maiden vibe. You know, we have our clan out there and our people, and so fans first for us. It's what, you know, tonight's show is going to be what we're really looking forward to. But when you do get those really good numbers, it really does feel good. But yeah, as I say, it's all about the show, and
yeah. I mean, it's those numbers are cool, but obviously, you know, the I guess for all of us, the numbers that excite us the most is when the ticket sales are twice as much as last tour or something like that. So tonight's show in Munich, you know, sold out months ago. We'd love seeing that stuff, and you know, the shows are just getting bigger and bigger. So that's always a cool sign of growth and moving onwards and upwards, which is, you know, what we really care about.
yeah.
Can you maybe give me one thing that's different in German shows than the rest of the world? Appreciate.
I appreciate
appreciate
the amount
the beer.
The beer is really good, obviously. We get 36 litres of beer a show. But a lot of battle jackets we notice in Germany. A lot of battle jackets, which is cool. A lot of patches. A lot of rockers that are really passionate and very loyal. And that's really, really great to see. Yeah.
That actually probably leads on to the a lot of Germans with the band's logo or like an album cover or something tattooed on them as well.
Yeah.
They sort of take the battle jacket and the patch to the next extreme and get you know, get the patch tattooed on them for life.
Yeah.
There are a lot of crazy fuckers out there
Yeah.
that really love their music here in Germany.
They're rock and roll for life.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Another great song that really hit right here. That's a great song.
Yeah, I guess the cool thing about the venue that we're playing tonight is on the last tour, I think we were initially booked to play a smaller venue. That sold out really quickly, and we were bumped up to the Tonhalle. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Tonhalle.
Not too bad.
Not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, it was bumped up to this venue, and then we booked this venue again. It sold out months ago, and it was even a consideration to go up to a bigger venue again. So, yeah, bigger venues, bigger show. We can't wait. It's going to be great.
All right. Ryan, Harri, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, mate. Cheers.
Enjoy the tour, and I hope we'll see you again, maybe in 3 years with the next album.
Oh, you'll probably
You
see
might
us
see us in 2020.
2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to it.
No worries.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
mate.